If you're planning a trip to Krakow this winter, keep on watching. By the end, you'll know the best things to do, the food you can't leave without tasting, and the top places to enjoy them, how to get around the city, 3 incredible day trips, and the easiest way to get from Krakow Airport to the city center, including an option most people don't even think about. Let's get into it. Just a heads up, we'll mention all prices in Polish zloty. Right now, the exchange rate is about €1 to 4 zloty, so just keep that in mind. Okay, first we're going to go over the top things to do in Krakow, starting with visiting St. Mary's Basilica. St. Mary's Basilica on Rynek Główny, Krakow's main square, is one of those places that you can't skip. It's free to enter and a must if you love visiting churches, cathedrals, and basilicas around Europe like we do. The interior is stunning, full of beautiful gold details and unique architecture. It's actually the second most beautiful basilica we've ever seen, right after St. Stephen's Basilica in Budapest. The thing that really caught our eye was the statue of Jesus on the cross, almost hovering high above everything, with the starry midnight blue ceiling in the background. It's definitely worth stepping inside. When we first walked in through the main door, they were holding Sunday Mass, which you can join if you want, since it's open to everyone. So we were only able to see the main foyer from behind a short fence. To see the main sites inside, you'll want to use the tourist entrance on the side of the church, not the main entrance that faces the square. The tourist entrance lets you explore the altars, side chapels, and beautiful artwork up close. There's usually a small fee for the tourist ticket used for the basilica's maintenance. The Wawel Cathedral and Wawel Palace are right next to each other, so you can easily visit both in one day. You can either buy both tickets combined online, which we've linked in the description, or separately at the ticket offices. We only went to the cathedral and paid 25 zloty per person. The cathedral from the 11th century is an important part of Polish history, with royal coronations and tombs. Before going inside, there's a viewpoint overlooking the river and city. And when it snows, people make all different kinds of mini snowmen along the wall, which are really fun to look at, and you can even make your own. The cathedral on the inside is beautiful, but unfortunately we realized we weren't allowed to film most of the areas. Despite there being boards everywhere, I don't know how we missed it. So we can't show you a whole lot, but inside you can climb the bell towers through the narrow wooden stairs and small entryways and see the huge bells up close, which was such a fun experience, and you can also visit the underground tombs. Just follow the arrows and they'll take you through the whole route. The Wawel Palace used to be home to Polish kings and queens with beautiful Renaissance architecture. We didn't have time to go inside since we booked a riverboat tour for the same day. More on that in a minute, but it's worth a visit. We've linked tickets to see both in the description. If you like the film Schindler's List and enjoy visiting museums, check the description. We add an activity in the What to Do in Krakow section we think you might like. Okay, up next we're going to talk about the riverboat tour. And you might think a boat tour isn't the best idea in winter, but it's actually such a fun way to see Krakow from a different angle. The tour goes along the Vistula River, and the boat has an indoor area with tables if you prefer to stay warm. We actually sat upstairs outside because the views are so much better. You can see the snowy riverbanks, the snow on the actual boat, the Wawel Palace and Cathedral, and passing right under the bridges while the tram goes over them. It left on time and it lasts about 45 minutes, and it's a really easy addition to your itinerary. Just make sure to dress warmly if you want to sit outside. You can also ask for a blanket or order a warm drink like hot chocolate at the bar. They serve it with whipped cream and crushed Biscoff cookies on top. If you're visiting during Christmas, we definitely recommend visiting some Christmas decoration shops and visiting the Christmas markets. Florianska Street, starting right by the Basilica, at this time of year is full of shops selling beautiful handmade and hand-painted items, Christmas decorations, and teddy bears and little Christmas outfits. We loved browsing the different stores and even picked up a few ornaments for our Christmas tree, like we do on all our trips. Krakow also has a stunning Christmas market. This year it runs from the 28th of November in the main square by the Basilica, with extra stores at Mali Rynek. We missed it by a few days, but saw them setting up and really kicked ourselves for not coming a bit later. But then again, we might have missed the first snowfall, which was magical. For more information on this market and our top picks across Europe, check out this video here. Our favorite part of any trip is the food. We wanted to try traditional Polish dishes, so here are the restaurants we visited that we highly recommend and what we ordered. Pod Aniołami is a traditional Polish restaurant with a really unique vibe. The space had many different rooms and levels, all decorated in a rustic yet sophisticated style. Every wall and shelf was filled with vintage items and antiques, dishes, homeware, Wine bottles, artwork, and tapestries, giving the place a cozy, lived-in feel. Fun fact, many restaurants in Krakow were underground because the city's older buildings were built with deep cellars, and over the years the street level rose slowly, turning those original floors into today's basements. These spaces stay warm in winter and cool in summer, and the old brick walls give them a cozy, historic vibe that restaurants like to keep. Anyway, back to the food. It was delicious. To start, we had bread served with a traditional Polish bread called smalek, made with pork fat, fried onions, apples, and pork cracklings. It was so good we immediately asked for seconds. We paired it with a Polish wine, a Silesian cuvée colorée, which we highly recommend. It's soft with notes of blueberry and cranberry. For the main dishes, we tried some meals considered classics of Polish nobility. The bigos, a traditional Polish stew, was full of flavor with cabbage, 7 types of meats including boar and deer, smoked plums, mushrooms, wine, and herbs. We also loved the herb-marinated turkey served with onion confiture, cranberries, and grilled potatoes. Another standout was the shashlik, a skewer with different meats like pork tenderloin with smoked bacon, peppers, and onions, served with a grilled apple stuffed with cranberries and homemade horseradish. Apples and cranberries are something you see in Polish dishes a lot. For dessert, we tried the apple pie and raspberry crumble. Both were tasty, but in general, we noticed Polish desserts are not very sweet compared to what we're used to. Morskie Oko is a traditional Polish restaurant named after a lake south of Zakopane. The decor was by far our favorite of all the restaurants we visited, underground with many rooms and levels. It has a very rustic, almost alpine feel, with wooden benches, furry blankets, exposed brick walls, and antique ski equipment and homeware. Plus, they often have live musicians and singers performing traditional Polish music. Here you definitely have to try the żurek soup served in a bread bowl. The soup is made from a fermented sourdough base with meat like sausages and boiled egg. It's delicious, and as a bonus, you get to eat the bread bowl soaked in all that flavor. We also ordered the half duck with warm cherry sauce, a classic example of how much they love cooking with berries in Poland, served with a side of roasted potatoes. The duck was cooked perfectly, but it's a lot of food, so if you're not super hungry, consider sharing it or ordering something lighter. After a good meal, in Poland they like to finish with flavored vodka. This restaurant offers a tasting option with cherry, lemon, quince, and clear vodka, with a slightly lower percentage of alcohol than regular vodka. Just a heads up on dessert, the cheesecake here has a strange, fluffy yet grainy texture. If you're expecting a typical cheesecake, this one is different and we didn't personally enjoy it. The Black Duck, or Czarna Kacka, this place serves traditional Polish food in a more modern setting. The decor wasn't our favorite of the 3 Polish restaurants, although there was nothing wrong with it, but the food and service were definitely the best. The highlight was the whole duck for 2. It comes on a tray with a duck stuffed with apples and cranberries, purple steamed cabbage with pickles, roasted potatoes, Silesian potato dumplings, a grilled apple filled with cranberries, and both mushroom and cranberry sauces served in little gravy dishes. The staff was super nice and they came and cut and served the duck at our table, explaining each part in detail. It was absolutely delicious and more than worth the price, which was 150 zloty for 2 people. For dessert, we loved the chocolate gingerbread cake with caramelized walnuts, pears, and sticky plum sauce. Honestly, it tasted just like Christmas. Okay, we also went to the Hard Rock Cafe, which has an incredible view of the Basilica and the square, and we got a table right by the window. We tried the Thanksgiving meal with turkey, gravy, stuffing, Brussels sprouts, all the classics, and it was delicious. We also had the surf and turf burger with Bangkok fried shrimp with a side of sweet potato fries, and it was so good. We also recommend the mulled wine, which also comes in an alcohol-free version. Although it's not a traditional Polish restaurant, it is worth it for the views and the food. Right by the Basilica, there's a beautiful street called Florianska, which we talked about earlier, full of shops, cafes, and bakeries. One place we loved so much we went back twice was Simon Rolls. This bakery has amazing cinnamon rolls in a ton of flavors like the classic cinnamon roll, caramel and walnuts, roasted plums with crumble or chocolate Oreo. The real standouts was the Lotus Biscoff roll and the classic cinnamon roll with orange-flavored cream on top. They were incredible. About tipping in Poland, what we noticed in Poland is that some restaurants automatically add a 10% service charge to your bill, while others don't, so it's worth double-checking when you get the bill. Now, if it's not included, tipping isn't required, but it's generally expected and appreciated. If you have some extra time during your trip, we definitely recommend doing a day trip to either Zakopane, Auschwitz, or the salt mines. They're all incredible to see and not too far away from the city center. Zakopane is one of the most beautiful towns in Poland, and it's a must during the winter and Christmas season. The town is known for its unique wooden house architecture, which you can only find here. Walking around and seeing these homes up close is already worth a trip. It's about 2 hours from Krakow by train. Link to get tickets is in the description, or book a guided day trip with transport included. And I've linked one in the description that includes the thermal baths, a cable car ride, and cheese and vodka tasting. Once you're there, you can spend the day exploring the town, relaxing in the thermal baths surrounded by snow with a view of the Tatra Mountains, taking a cable car up to the peaks of the Tatra Mountains, or getting lost in the world's largest ice maze. Auschwitz is one of the most historically significant places you can visit. It was the largest Nazi concentration and extermination camp during World War II, and over 1 million people lost their lives here. The tour takes you around Auschwitz I and Auschwitz II Birkenau. You'll see the original barracks, watchtowers, personal belongings that were taken from prisoners, and the railway tracks where people arrived. It's a lot to take in, but it's something everyone should see once. We highly recommend booking a guided tour to understand the full history and context. We've linked one in the description for you. You can get to Auschwitz from Krakow by train from Krakow Główny, but the guided tour we linked also offers a pickup option from the city if you prefer everything arranged for you. Otherwise, you can get there by the RSK3 train from Krakow Główny, the main train station, and it takes around 1 hour. You can also rent a car for the day to get to Zakopane or Auschwitz, which can give you a lot of freedom to explore at your own pace. We've linked the car rental service that we recommend in the description. The Wieliczka salt mine, a UNESCO World Heritage Site since 1978, is one of the oldest salt mines in the world. It dates back to the 1200s and was a major source of salt for centuries. Today, it's no longer used for mining, but you can visit the underground tunnels and chambers that miners created over hundreds of years. Inside, you'll see long walkways, salt sculptures, underground lakes, and even a full chapel made completely out of salt called the Chapel of St. Kinga. It was carved by miners and still used for special events. It's worth visiting because it's something you won't see anywhere else. The history is interesting, the spaces are huge, and the whole experience feels very different from the usual museums and landmarks. It's an easy day trip from Krakow and a great addition to your itinerary. To get there is easy. Just take train SK1 from Krakow Blaszów to the stop there on the screen, because can you blame me for not even trying to pronounce that? Okay, we've talked about the best things to do, the best food to eat, and some day trips that you can try. But we also wanted to go over the public transport you can use in Krakow and how to get from Krakow Airport to the city center. In Krakow, trams are operated by KP Krakow, KPK, and are a super convenient way to get around the city. Tickets cost 4 zloty for a 20-minute ride, 6 zloty for 60 minutes, or 8 zloty for 90 minutes. And you can buy them at machines, kiosks, or via their app. Trams generally run from around 5 a.m. to midnight, with most lines passing every 10 to 20 minutes during the day. You can also get a 24-hour pass for 17 zloty, a 7-day pass for 56 zloty, a 48-hour pass for 35 zloty, or a 72-hour pass for 50 zloty. Krakow also has city bikes and electric scooters you can rent through the Bolt app. The fastest way to get to the city center by public transport is the SK1 train from the station connected to the airport. It takes about 20 minutes to reach Krakow Główny. It costs around 20 zloty and runs every 30 to 60 minutes from 4 a.m. to midnight. The cheapest option is the bus, line 300, which takes around 25 to 30 minutes and costs 6 zloty. It runs every day from 5 a.m. to 11 p.m., every 15 minutes from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., and every 30 minutes outside those hours. If you arrive late at night, there's a night bus, line 902. If you're a family, have a lot of luggage, or just want something more convenient and stress-free, we booked a car from the airport to the city center and back through booking.com. We highly recommend this option. You don't have to worry about schedules or dragging luggage around. The ride takes 30 minutes. The driver tracks your flight to arrive on time, waits up to 45 minutes, and then meets you at the arrivals with your name on a sign. You don't have to go outside or look for a car yourself. The driver parks, comes inside the airport, and finds you. Both of our drivers were super friendly and even gave great recommendations like the Black Duck restaurant. Each ride costs around 90 zloty, which is roughly 21 euros. So if you compare it to the price of the train, it's so much more worth it. Thank you for watching. If you found this video useful, don't forget to like and subscribe so we can make more videos for you like this one. And let us know in the comments if you're planning to visit Krakow this winter season. We'd love to hear about your plans. Again, don't skip our updated Christmas video for 2025. Safe travels.